in 2015, we started living on a new planet. The moment we overshot 1 degree Celsius increase in planetary temperature since pre-industrial revolution. And most of us are not cognizant of that state of shift in our planet. We now know from climate science and the 6th cycle of reporting that on this new planet, our world is going to be increasingly racked by climate extremes. More floods, more storm surges, more droughts, heat waves, etc. This is the new planet we're living on, basically. But climate change is meeting a highly unequal world. Okay, so the 4 decades of restructuring capitalism have really been about creating what I call market democracy in this book. Market democracies that give too much power to business and capital. Market democracy that gives too much wealth to the wealthy. There's been redistribution upwards. So if you look at our country, and you look at very basic metrics, if you look at income distribution, okay, at least about 75% of national income is in the hands of 10% of this population. Okay, 85% of wealth is in the hands of 10% of this population. We reflect this global inequality in South Africa, and here it's hideous. Here it is very extreme. So when climate shocks hit us, so like we've had the drought, food prices went up and they hit poorer households very hard. When the storm surge hit Durban in April 2022, I think it was, over 450 people killed, it mainly washed away people in informal settlements, etc., etc. When heat waves come, etc., it's hitting poor people who don't have air conditioning and fans and so on. They're living in informal settlements, etc. So inequality exacerbates or makes worse climate shocks for the workers, the poor in our society. Inequality, in turn, feeds into climate because the rich are the ones with the largest carbon footprints. They are the ones with the largest resource footprints, etc. Okay. So these two things are interlocked. This is part of that poly-crisis. And that is why climate justice is so important as an approach. Because climate justice forces us to look at these interconnections. It says, here's the disproportionate impacts on workers and poor communities, etc. Here's the inequality baseline from which they are starting. Okay. So if we want a just transition, we're going to have to tackle inequality. We're going to have to tackle exclusion, while at the same time decarbonizing, adapting, building regenerative capabilities, and so on. So these two things come together critically in climate politics and climate justice politics, which is very different from ecological modernization or neoliberal green transition and so on. Those approaches want to reproduce the same system, and they don't want to go to the root causes. Climate justice wants to go to the root causes. I don't know if I'm answering.